Traditionally, when you are in an undergraduate space, you are not familiar with how many people you can have in your class. So you can have a large lecture that is close to 200 people, or you can be in a class with 50 people. What I appreciate about this program is that it was intimate spaces. So I never saw more than 15 students in the class. It's a better space when you can kind of flesh out those ideas and those conversations with not only your cohorts, but your professor, because you have the time, so your classes are longer, so you have time to figure out all the questions that you've been wanting to ask.
The classes serve as a framework for you to fill in your interests and take what they're teaching you and apply it to what best serves you. If you have an area of study that interests you, you're allowed to bring it into that class.
You get to choose what your project, your paper's over. So every class, I'm taking an international communications course, and my final paper is about international communications, but in the sporting world, in the sporting sense. So you can really apply whatever you're doing to whatever you want to do. I had one class this semester where at the beginning of the semester, you had to go find a job that you wanted, like your dream job. You had to get out the job description, and the class from then on was based on you working that job. So everybody did something different. So you had to create a portfolio, and you had to create strategic communication plans or everything like that for that specific job. This one class can be applied in so many different ways for so many different people.
So my favorite class was actually the brand marketing class, where we discussed kind of brand image and how you build that trust with your audience. And that was a really interesting class for me, just because coming from like an agriculture background, you see a lot of people that don't trust agriculture. And so for me, taking that class, I was able to put together why people don't trust agriculture and maybe what I can help do to help change people's opinions of agriculture. That was really like an aha moment, I guess, for me.
Because I'm Australian, I have to play Australian football, and that's my master's project right now is dealing a lot with Australian football. I looked at a ton of different programs across the country, and I was interested in media, but I also wanted to do sports. And a lot of the programs in the country either have just media or just sports, whether it's sports information, sports management. And Texas Tech actually offered one of the only programs that looks at media and sport together. So that's definitely what drew me to this program.
Because I do believe in a multidisciplinary approach when it comes to studies, and I think that's something that our college really offers. So a lot of times we have these communication classes and we don't understand how they could be related to different fields. So what the graduate program does is they have specialized topic courses where you can still focus on the communication aspect, but you're taking a different approach than you would see in your traditional communication class. So we're talking about psychology theories, we're talking about persuasion theories that are often not discussed in a communication department. It's just giving you exposure to all types of information and topics that can help you in your own personal communication growth.
Our college, the College of Media and Communications, do offer assistantship for master students. When I was applying for grad schools, I noticed that not a lot of schools do that. They mostly offer assistantship for PhD level students. But here, if the master students are got accepted and are qualified, they will be able to get an assistantship, like a teaching assistantship or research assistantship.
We are actual graduate instructors, so we get to do hands-on experience with teaching. A lot of courses offer TA positions, helping out teachers, but we actually get to teach.
By teaching these undergraduates how to better write for media, I've gotten better at it. Right now we're in my office, where I spend a big chunk of my week. All the graduate students and the teaching assistants get offices typically shared with other assistants, and a big chunk of my tuition is taken care of, and that's in return for all the experience I've gotten.
You see in your graduate program, there are people who are like-minded, like you. So you might not have the same interests. They might not be interested in health communications, some may be interested in sports management or advertising, but all of them have that motivation. Not only do I want to have my bachelor's, but I want to be a master at what I'm doing. It's a great environment, and it's something that was different as I moved up to graduate studies.